There's a few faces that have already joined, already waiting for me to start. Excellent. Nice to see you all. Hi, Farhad, is it? I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I think I saw you on Ashfaq's tour in Kazakhstan. Was it last night? That was cold. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Laura. Hi, Tina. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Chris, and hi, Lolita. How's everyone doing this morning? So we've got about 8 minutes. Florida. Excellent. And hi, Una. So we've got about 8.5 minutes before we start, and I'm just starting here at the car park. Here we are. This is where we are right now. So there's my little car over there, and there's a couple of tour buses or minibuses have turned up, and we're starting at this point here. We'll start slowly walking down towards Lincoln Rock in a moment. But this gives you a glimpse. This gives you a taster, a tease, if you like, of what the area that we're standing in looks like. The beautiful ridges and cliff faces of the Blue Mountains. There we go. I'm hoping the sun's going to come out a little bit brighter. It's a little bit cloudy today, but if the sun comes out a little, we'll get to see the gorgeous colours of the cliff faces across the valley. All right, so let's start slowly walking towards Lincoln's Rock. Hi, Walter. And please give me a love heart in the chat if you're new to my tours, if we haven't met before. And let me know whereabouts you're coming from. I'll try and remember. My memory's pretty hopeless, but eventually, you know, a bit of muscle memory and all that. Eventually I'll remember where you're all from. Excellent. So you're new to my tours, Chris? Excellent. And what about Hago? Have you been around the Hago platform for a bit, or are you new to Hago as well? So we're in a location called Wentworth Falls, which is in the Blue Mountains. It's between Katoomba, up that way. We're about 10 minutes from Katoomba. That's where the famous Three Sisters is located, to the west of us. And we're located around about a couple of kilometres from the village of Wentworth Falls itself. Hi, Mari, and hi, Mary. So we're just going to take this little path. It's around about 200 metres from the car park to the rock itself. And on the way, we'll have a look at some of the beautiful wildflowers that are out at the moment, such as this tiny, tiny little puffball, this little purple puffball. And I have no idea what it's called. There we go. There's one of the Australian wildflowers. It's out at the moment. And we'll see more as well. So the landscape here is dominated by low scrub, because this is a very exposed location, exposed to the elements and the wind constantly blowing across the top of the plateau, and doesn't give an opportunity for trees to grow. So you end up with this type of vegetation, this low scrub. Hi, Rick. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for joining me this morning. Here's some more of these pretty little pink puffballs. I must learn the name of them. I've actually never seen them outside of this area before. They're rather pretty though. Look at that. So we're located around about 85 kilometres or so west of Sydney. We're at an altitude, an elevation of approximately 950 metres above sea level. And this whole area of the Blue Mountains, it's not mountains. Not mountains in the way most people understand mountains to look like. It's actually a large plateau, which is formed over millennia by erosion. So the gullies and the gorges and the valleys are all formed by erosion. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Beatrice, and good morning, Ronald. So a lot of this stuff I'll recap when we get down to the rock as well. So let's just enjoy the walk getting there. It's a little bit cloudy today. We got to see the first glimpse of Lincoln's Rock from this vantage point. So if I zoom in there, we can see some people just sitting up there on the rock face, and that's where we're headed. Good morning, Joyce. So we're just taking this fire trail. We used to be able to park right at Lincoln's Rock up until probably about 5 years ago. People started to become more and more irresponsible. They would camp up here, leave their litter and other unpleasant items. But the final straw was when one of the campfires got out of hand and caused bushfire up in this area. So now they've built the car park. Cars are kept away from the area, and no overnight parking, all of that to try and preserve the landscape around here, which is really beautiful. Looks like there's been a little fire through here too. Or maybe it's just vegetation that's died, I'm not sure. We will see evidence of bushfires. Oh, I've zoomed in, I apologise. It's a bit hard to see things when they're whizzing by zoomed in, isn't it? Did I say hi, Joyce? Hi, Kerry, and hi, Janie. Welcome, everybody. All right, so we're still a couple of minutes from starting, and I'll turn the camera around and introduce myself once we get up to the rock itself. So this is the fire trail. The gate is can be opened by essential services if they need to get access to this area. Chris, isn't that wonderful aspect of the internet and being able to be anywhere in the world? So whereabouts are you located? Hi, Alina. Hi, Louise. Yes, it's funny, isn't it? Or people will talk about how they're enjoying a champagne, and for me it's 5 o'clock in the morning, that sort of thing. All right, so here we are at Lincoln's Rock, and I'll explain in a moment why it's called Lincoln's Rock, how it got its name. Let me just get a little bit further on. You're in Florida, that's right, yes. Hi. Alrighty, so I'm going to come over here. We've got 20 seconds before I officially start. Let me find a spot to welcome you all from. All right, so hold on to the arms of your chairs, everybody. Look where we are. And hi, Mary. Alrighty, I'm going to turn the camera around. Good morning, everyone. My name's Lynn. And I've just realised I probably should have tied my hair back. It's a little bit breezy up here. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so breezy. And we're meeting today at Lincoln's Rock, which is just outside of Wentworth Falls in the Blue Mountains. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Darug and Gundungurra people and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. Alrighty, so let's turn that camera around. I know just a couple of more people have just joined us. Hi, Christine. And hi, Susan. And good morning, Corinne. Alrighty, so here we are at Lincoln's Rock, and Lincoln's Rock used to be known as Flat Rock. In other words, it didn't really have a name, it didn't really have an official name. It just went by what was a logical description. And you'll see when we get over there a bit further how it gets its name. So about, I think it was 2013, it was given the name of Lincoln's Rock. It was named after Lincoln Hall, who was a mountaineer and rock climber. And his main claim to fame was that he went missing on Mount Everest during a Mount Everest climb and was declared missing, presumed dead, until a rescue crew found him the next day. So he's literally arisen from the dead. But he passed away in 2012 after a bout of mesothelioma. And he lived in this area for more than 20 years and was a very passionate rock and mountain climber. So this area was given the name of Lincoln's Rock in his honour. So I'm going to show you a couple of lovely Australian native plants while we're standing here, and then we'll move around a little further. This first one, we'll see more of these, but these are called flannel flowers, and they're very, very pretty. They're called flannel flowers because they literally feel just like soft flannel. I just want to try to get it focused for you. So if you were to touch the petals and the leaves, they literally feel just like soft flannel. And beside it we have this banksia, which is starting to just come into flower. And when I say flower for this, that's what the flower looks like, that little brown thing there. Oh, it's not so little. That's the actual flower of the banksia. And the new leaf growth, which looks like this. Alrighty, so we're standing here. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that an incredible view? Banksia, that's right, Joy. And lots of different varieties of banksia. There's around about 6 of them that are endemic to this area. So hi Daisy, hi Rhonda. Oh, there's a few have joined. Sorry, I missed you all. Hi Sin, Kate, Jill. Hi Bill and Rhonda, Daisy, Linda, Jane, Ashley, and Tom. And yes, look at this incredible view. Let me zoom in on this momentarily. Look where those people are standing. We're going to head over there ourselves. Thank you, Corinne. I'm always grateful for your generosity. Let's do a little slow pan around and you can actually see the different colours in this subdued light. Hi, Malika. The flannel flower, we'll see more of those. I will definitely show you some more of those. In fact, I know where there's a little pocket where they're even more lovely than one I just showed. Oh, the banksia? Yeah, sure. 1 second. Let me just quickly come around here and show you the colours of the escarpment. I'm hoping the sun will come out and really highlight the colour on these cliffs. At the moment, it's a little bit subdued. But the sandstone cliffs here looking quite lovely. And then you can really see the low scrub vegetation at this point. Okay, let's have another look at that banksia for Joy. Just looking to see if there's one in a little bit more easily accessible place. So here's the new leaf foliage. There we go. And where's another one of those flower spikes? It's a little bit easier to get to. That's the new flower spike there. There's a cute little one here. All right, we will see more of these as well, Joy, so never fear. I do like looking at flowers. I probably a little bit too much for some of my voyagers. They probably get bored with me showing flowers all the time. All right, so here we go. Here's a postcard for you. There's a hedgehog in there. Now that would be surprising, Tom. Hi, Bruno. Never. Thanks, Corinne. I'm glad I have fellow plant lovers on my tours with me. All right, so we're really sort of, going to get into the really fascinating features of the rocks and look up close and all the different shapes and try and get some interesting angles, such as this one here, which looks like a seat, but I don't think I'll sit there. It's just a little close to the edge for me. The funny thing is, he's the one with the fear of heights. Oh gosh, there's a big group coming. We'll get to see lots of people aspects now. All right, look at this one here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that one. Oh, there's a more crazy spot, Janie, up ahead. And I bet we'll see at least one of these people attempt it for their Instagram shot. All right, we're going to clamber up here. When I say clamber, I mean clamber. We're going to do a little bit of clambering. And we're just going to climb up here. Look at the shape of these. And then when we get over here, I think there's someone sitting right where I was expecting them to be as we speak. Let's have a look. Here we go. There we go. Someone else is bound to do it. It's all right. You haven't missed a thing. You never would? A little bit out of everyone's comfort zone, this one, is it? Let's get a little bit of perspective for you. Looks like they're all going to have a try. Now, where I'm standing is absolutely safe. I'll show you. So I'm standing here, and I've got this between me and the edge. So here we go. Hi Ashraf, thanks for joining me. I was on your tour last night. Yeah, we're all going to have a little bit of a go here. Look at this. Now, as much as it looks like it falls away to nothing, there is actually vegetation probably about 3 meters below that ledge, so it's not totally unsafe. Perhaps a little bit reckless, but they're not standing on the edge. I think that's the important thing to keep in mind. Let me show you something. Okay, now this here, when I could find it, this was me about 4 months ago. And you can see I'm actually about 2 meters from the edge there, although it doesn't look like it. But I am away from the edge. I'm not dangling my legs over. So yes, this is the rock that I'm standing behind. Yeah, the clouds. Let's have a look at those. Oh, you're talking about in the photo? Yes, the mist in the valley. That's what I was hoping to see today. I was really hoping to see the beautiful mist in the valley today. But we saw some of that yesterday when we were out at the Three Sisters doing the Dinosaurs in the Valley tour. There was a little bit of mist in the valley. Okay, let's move out along the rock itself. I think everyone's had a chance to to take photos of crazy people. I'm going to move around this way. We just need to take the easy route down. Joy, there'll be other opportunities to hold your breath. I guarantee it. All right, so here we are on the famous Flat Rock, and I just want to show you this. Obviously, you know, it's not encouraged, but over the years that people have been coming here, many have left their mark, including obviously one couple who've decided to leave their mark every year since 1978. 79, 80, 81, 82. There we go. This is obviously a favourite spot for these people, and they came here every year until 1994. So what do you reckon, guys? I think that's Japanese. I'm not really sure, but I think it might be Japanese that we're listening to there. This is why I'm here and the guide is there. Yeah, and it's my pleasure. Joy, it is absolutely my pleasure. I love doing it. All right, let me show you the valley itself, which is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Hi, Evie. Who else joined? Hi, Anna. So it's brightening up a little bit. Over behind the this ridge here is the second highest waterfall in the Blue Mountains. It's just really difficult for me to get to. There's a lot of steps, and my knees don't like steps. Yesterday, however, I took you to the third tallest waterfall when we went on the Scenic World Tour. So, and what I've actually done is I've actually taken a recording of that tour, and hopefully I'll be able to deliver it to you as an at-home tour. Now, I came here one time, and at the end of my tour, I heard a lady getting quite agitated on the phone, and you could hear her talking to someone. Well, someone's taking advantage of the sofa. I'll show you that in a moment. There's more. Whoops. Got to watch where I put my feet. And she was talking quite agitatedly to someone on the other end of the phone, and as I listened, I became more and more curious. It turned out that someone wanted to have their wedding here, and she was the caterer. And the customer wanted her to bring that cart down that driveway that I walked down, and actually you can see people walking down there still now. So they're walking down the fire trail. She would have had to come down here with her wheeled cart to bring all the food down and set it up here on Lincoln's Rock. She wasn't real thrilled about the idea, but she did it. And the woman had her wedding up on this rock. And here we go. Here's the sofa. It really literally looks like someone has plonked a rock-shaped sofa here. And you could just sit here with your scones and your tea. Bring your thermos along. Here we go. Let's have a little sit down there. On the sofa. Thanks for the follow, Jenny. Let me show you some of these beautiful flannel flowers. In fact, there's a whole bunch of them here. I think I might be able to walk down that way. Let me see. Where's the easiest way to get to this? Here we go. Alrighty. There is the gorgeous, beautiful flannel flower. Now, something really unique happened last year. And after the bushfires that we'd had the year before, all of a sudden the bush all around the Blue Mountains sprung up with pink flannel flowers. They only occur after bushfires. I've never seen them. I was living down in Sydney when this happened, and I wasn't able to get up here to see it. But I saw so many photos, and they were so beautiful. So I'm still yet to see the beautiful pink flannel flower. Here we go. So this is the white one. And if you look really closely, you'll see that the very tip of the petal is a very slight green. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. All right, so let's have a look over here and have a look out at the view again. I can feel a couple of spots of rain. I really hope it's not going to amount to anything. But I was here for sunset. I did a tour a few days ago at sunset, really just to check it out and see if it was worthwhile coming for the summer solstice, which is on the 21st in Australia, the evening of the 21st, the morning of the 22nd. And there were so many people here. It was crowded. The car park was full, and everyone was sitting up here with their picnics and picnic rugs and wine and candles in some cases. I'm actually going to take you down underneath this rock, but I'm going to wait until a few of these people have moved away, because it's not a spot that I really want other people sort of following me down there, especially if they're on a formal tour. I'm sure the tour operator doesn't want his customers going down to where I'm about to take you. So we'll just wait a little while for them to clear out. But look at the colour of this. So the Blue Mountains, of course, is named because of the colour that we're looking at right now. And from a distance, the range takes on a blue colour. And there's a name for the effect that I can never remember, but it's to do with the evaporation of the eucalyptus oils and the diffraction of light through the haze, the eucalyptus haze. There's kind of like one little spot of sunshine just happening over there. Thanks for the follow, Zoe. And if you're not already following me and you're looking at, you'd love to see more content from the Blue Mountains, hit that follow button up the top there and you'll see notifications of any new tours that I post, as well as any notices that I might need to share with you. Hi, Faith. So we've still got people wanting to dangle their legs over the edge over here. People looking at flannel flowers over right where I want to take you. Excuse me. So there's some lovely houses up along the ridge up here. Let me see, look at these beautiful flannel flowers. Let's just zoom in on that. And this shrub here, I think is called a dwarf she oak, pretty sure. There's some people wandering down right where I want to take you. Not really supposed to go down there. Anyway, we'll wait. These ones are beautiful. Look at these. Now, that's a photo. That's a postcard. Look at that. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Connor. I think they're being summoned. They're being called. So this one here, I actually have this in my backyard. It's called a Lambertia formosa. And the common name for it is mountain devil. And the reason that it's called that is, if I can find one, I'll show it to you. The actual fruit, here we go. There's one just forming, I think. Hasn't quite formed yet, but the fruit looks like a little devil with horns. No, I can't see one on here. I'll keep an eye out. It's the most fascinating looking thing with the horns and little spiky chin. But there's the beautiful flower, and it's a honey producer. So the native birds absolutely love it. And here's a lovely crop. Lovely outcrop of flannel flowers over here. I think those... I think that group's been called away, so we'll be able to go down and have a look at that underneath the rock in a moment. Let's go out. Just go out along here. So, Joy, I think it was you that asked me about the flower for the Banksia. Here we go. And there's a nice one there. So shortly it's going to open up and it will unfold a little like a waratah in a way. If I see one, I'll show you, but I can't see any that have actually started to open out yet. There are some of the previous season's seed pods in amongst them. So you can see there's the new flower right next to the old seed pod. Thanks for the follow, John. And anyone who's familiar with Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie, the gum nut babies, oh, look at this, will know the bad old Banksia man. Wait till they come back up. So we're going to head down here. We're just waiting for some of these people to come back up. And I need to be very careful on this trail because it's loose stones and uneven. I need to be very careful where I step. There's something down here that is absolutely fascinating that I want to show you. So that's the reason why we're taking the risk and taking this path. Hang on, where am I going to put my next foot? There we go. Yeah, Rhonda, it's a bit tricky, this path, but I'm always very careful. So there we go, that one there. There we go. We're almost there. Hi, Virginia. How you going? Did anyone else join that I missed? John joined. And Natalie, hi. Alrighty, so we're almost where I want to be. But the reason we're coming down here is if you have a look, so we're underneath the rock now. There's Lincoln's Rock up there. And here, I definitely need new shoes. And then down here, there's this really unusual place where it looks like someone's actually set up home. Now, there's a rumour, but it's never been validated. No one's able to confirm for sure that this was the purpose. But there's speculation that during the war, a German local set up home here, rather than being taken in as an alien. What did they call them? Unfriendly alien, something like that. So the Italians, the Germans, the Japanese were actually being interred during the war. So the speculation is that this was... Hello. A couple of nice, they look like boxers. I'm not sure if they're boxers, but they're very, very pretty dogs. So the speculation is that somebody actually set up home here. This looks like the doorway. When we go inside, people have been using it for campfires more recently than that. But there's actually what looks like the fireplace in here. And there's even some Rio sticking out at this point. But what a view, hey? Imagine if you did live here. Not a bad sight to wake up to in the morning, is it? If I stand right over the back here, we can almost frame this view. We can almost completely frame this view with the top of the cave. Let's see if we can do that. The signal's just dropping down a bit here. Well, exactly. I mean, how did they get everything down here? There's even terracotta pipe, which I'll show you in a moment. But there we go. There's the view being framed. John says, hi from Marbella. Reviving memories of a visit a few years ago. Oh, well done, John. So you've been here before. That's fabulous. And how's Marbella? That's one place I've never been. So here we go. We've got old terracotta pipe here. It's just everything about this place is just very odd. And this could even be, I don't know, somewhere to do your laundry, somewhere to wash yourself. There's a pipe poking out. Just there. So, you know, the whole place is a bit of an oddity, and it's just a shame that there's no confirmation about what it actually is. I wonder what this is. Something stuck in the rock there. What's that? I don't know what that is. And then we've got the beautiful view looking out over the valley. There's another spot down here. I'm not going to go all the way, but if you look on Instagram for Lincoln's Rock Cave, I'll show you where I am. I've got a rock in front of me again, totally safe. But there's another little sandy platform down there, and when you get down there and you look up, there's actually another cave right up there. And people take their Instagram shots. They climb up there and they take their Instagram shots from up there. You're not going up there, are you?
Are you?
No. I'll photograph you if you're going up there. Yeah, no, not for me.
I'm just saying to my husband that you'll have to come with me next time.
Yeah, well, he can do it. I'm not going up there, but he can. Yeah, so am I going to brave it? Am I going to go down there and show you guys? Let me see. I can go a little further. It is a bit tricky. Let me show you. All right, we'll go down there and I'll show you this cave. I was fascinated. I kept seeing photos everywhere about this cave with this amazing view, and you get people sitting there with the cave framing them. And I thought, where's that? Well, it's up there. That's it there. So people clamber up this rock face. And you're not going to get me doing that. Oh, my husband's just offered to take the gimbal down and point up and give you a better angle. Don't drop it. Thank you. Yes, Joy. All right. So, what did you think of that? Did you get any postcards of that cave? Instagrammer's cave. Ooh. Okay, we're going to head back up on top now. Yeah, it'd be great once you get up there, but I'm not going to do that climb. No way. Maybe if I was 30 years younger, I'd give it a go. Nah. Leave that to others these days. Okay, this is where we're going to go back up again. And it's very quiet up top, so I think those two groups have left. There were two other kinds of flowers that I was looking for, but I haven't seen them yet. So they may have finished flowering. There's a man with a big camera up here. It's a stunning area, Joy. Absolutely beautiful. So this is where one of those ladies was sitting. And immediately beneath this is where that first cave was located. And I just heard a black cockatoo. Wonder if we'll see it. Hi, Cheryl. That long screech is a black cockatoo, if you heard it. Alrighty, so we're almost up to time. Let's get you. It is brightening a little. See if we can get you some nice postcards with some of the land features in them again. So this is King's Tableland that we're standing on right now. All this totally flat section right here is King's Tableland, and you can drive for about 20 kilometres along dirt road out past those out past that what would you call that transmission tower. And there's a lookout that looks out over our water supply, Warragamba Dam. Unfortunately, my car is not really up to it. My little two-wheel drive car. I'd feel a lot happier going out there in a four-wheel drive. What we're looking at here in front of us is Mount Solitary. Again, not a mountain. It's a plateau or a tableau or whatever you call it. And I can see the black cockatoos. Let me see, can we get them? Oh, I think they just got out of shot. What a shame. Beautiful, big bird, much bigger than the white cockatoo. And much less squawky. Alright, low battery warning. Let me just plug in, won't be a second. Put that in there and turn that on. There. Okay. You saw them briefly. Excellent. I'm so glad. I hate it when I spot something and I'm really excited and I want to show you guys, and it's gone before I even have a chance to show you. Here's another great spot to sit out here and look at the view. But I'll be doing, I will come here. I'm crossing my fingers for the weather and a nice sunset, of course, but it happens over in this direction. And planning that for the summer solstice, which is on the 21st of December in a couple of weeks' time. What we're looking at here is Sublime Point, which is in Lura, and you can literally park your car. Let me do this without being zoomed in. You can park your car up around here and then walk down to the end of the point and down a bit, and I watched sunrise from there, which was nice, but it wasn't spectacular because there's really no features. You need a nice feature in front of you, or beautiful clouds or something, for a sunrise to work well, I think. And it was just a pretty coloured sky. That was all it was. So I decided against doing a tour there. All right. So I'm going to walk slowly. Oh, someone's putting a drone up. There you go. Wave to the drone. No? All right, so you're going to get him on you, are you? With your legs dangling over?
I make a picture from my dad.
We'll get out of the drone's way. Huh? Oh, you want to sit with your legs over? You can crawl. Richard's offering to look, he's going to crawl from here.
I make a picture from my spouse.
There we go.
That's a nice shot.
Looking down on two male bottoms. All right. That's as brave as he's going to get. Oh, no, he's going to get braver. Look. Oh, dear. Hang on. There we go. Take your postcards there, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I'm going to look down. What's down there?
Wait, he's going out of the picture. Then
No, wait a second.
So, as you can see, it's actually immediately below that point. It's not that far down. You'd still do yourself some damage, but it's not a drop straight down to the valley. I'm curious about that, though. What's that down there? Is that an old car or something? What's that? Don't know what that is. Something down there.
No. Yeah, of course. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't Westwood? Westwood, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Middle point of Norway.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're visitors from Norway. You're just visiting, or you live here?
Yeah. It looks like Norway, the Fjordland.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. So these drones, they work well for you, yeah?
Sorry?
The drone is good?
It's perfect.
Yeah?
48 megapixels and 4K video. That's unbelievable. And 249 grams. It's nothing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And you need also nothing. You need no driver license or whatever. You need 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and
right.
you use it. So before the next bus.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, good decision. All right. Nice to meet you. Thanks, everyone. Okay, I'm going to finish up here rather than walking back to the car with you. Oh no, we'll walk back to the car. What am I talking about? Let's head back to the car. So that fellow was from Norway. I didn't actually establish whether he lives here or whether he's just visiting. But he says that the cliff face reminds me of Fjordland. So that's really interesting. Yeah, thanks, Joy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So on the way back up to the car, we'll get to see a few more of these little pink puffball flowers. Here we go. Some of those. And didn't get to see the yellow ones that I wanted to show you, so that I suspect they've finished flowering. This is another Banksia over here, Joy. Completely different. You can see the foliage is completely different to the other one that we looked at, and the seed heads, the old ones are like this. Can't see any new flowers coming out on that one just yet. We've got these lovely little purple flowers too. Look at those. I have no idea what they are or what they're called. And here again is the sign for Lincoln's Rock. All right, so heading back to the car. Understand if you've seen enough, because all we're doing now is walking back up the trail towards my car. What I'll do is turn the camera around while we walk and say thank you once again to everyone who joined me today. It was lovely. The views were beautiful, even without the blue skies. Still lovely. Thanks, Corinne. Hi, Mary Lou. Oh, I'll get you one last view before you leave. Sorry you just joined, but we'll get you one last view. Understand when people come on late and then feel like they've totally missed out. So we'll see what we can do for you. So we're just walking back up the fire trail towards the car park, which is about a 200-metre walk. Thank you to everyone who was for your generosity. Although this tour hasn't cost me anything other than time, most of the tours that I give involve a lot of time and effort in terms of research and reading, and often involve an admission charge as well. So I'm always grateful for everyone's generosity. You're out late getting out of your doctor's office. Oh, nothing serious, I hope. All right, let's... Sorry, here I am puffing away. So this is where we were, Mary Lou. We were out on Lincoln's Rock, so I can zoom in and show you where we actually were. There's a fellow out there with his drone from Norway taking footage for his father. Hello. So this tour has just arrived. So yes. So we're just heading back to the car, and I'll give you an opportunity to have a look at the view when we get back to the car park. At this point here, it's kind of obscured by the vegetation in front. But as we get closer to the car park, in fact, there's one little detour I can take that gives you a bit of a view over the valley before I go back to the car. So, nothing on tomorrow. Sunday, Sunday I'm heading down to the city and we're going to one of the best known Sydney markets, which is the Rocks Market. And obviously this time of year it's a Christmas market. Just wait for these people to come through. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 tour buses have pulled up. Problem is there's no actual trail, but I can actually get you closer by zooming here, so you can get to see the cliffs over there. And then from the car park there's another view as well. So I'll take you over there, Mary Lou. And I think I just heard a couple more of those black cockatoos. Keeping an eye out for them. Yeah. Yeah, so here's the car park, and I'll finish off over here in the corner where we started. Alrighty. Thanks for the follow, Connor. Thanks, Connor, for the follow. So here's the cliffs that I mentioned, the view from the car park, which are really quite beautiful, and looking out over top of the low vegetation. As I mentioned, there's no trees as such over here because it's just so exposed, but you get this lovely view of the cliff faces. The colours are sort of coming out. The sky's brightened a little bit, but there's no sun today, so you don't get to see those gorgeous colour contrasts, but it's still lovely. Alrighty, let me turn the camera around. Oh, let's zoom out first. That would be startling. All right, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again on another tour very soon. All right, bye for now.